What's up everyone, it's Joey, Blush Response, and today we're taking a look at the Korg Electribe Emx-1. Let's get right into it. Right, Electribe EMX, I want to say right off the bat, this is a fantastic machine. Used it on a ton of productions, we've used it on Hakai, on my solo tracks, everywhere. It's awesome. I think this is going to be a future legend. I think it's already achieving that status now. Let's hear it. So what is the deal? First off, this is a Rompler as well as a synth. The engine is the same MNT engine found in the Radius, but maybe even a bit more advanced in some respects. It has this macro oscillator, which I think is the first example of this type. You could argue that the Prophecy and the Z1 were the multiple oscillator type systems, but this one has it to more of a degree. Think of like immutable braids or plates where you have many different forms of synthesis. This did it first. So let's hear it. So you've got 5 synth parts and 7 drum tracks. 2 of them are kind of duplicated. You have accent, motion recording. You have a really nice fully featured effects processor with similar effects to the Chaos Pad. You have these tubes for overdrive and distortion. It's super sick. Let's take a look at some of the synths. You have waveform. What I like is you have this arpeggiator. Press this and it starts playing. You have 1 envelope for the amp and 1 LFO per voice. Multi-mode filter. It's a killer sounding filter. With its own envelope. You have overdrive on the filter. You have a keyboard down here, or up here. Switch options like this. What I like is the sequencer can do 8 bars, 128 steps, which no other thing can except other Electribes. You also have this pitch slider. So good for sequencing right off the bat. So you have waveform mode, as we said. Let's just put a kick down. Every pattern starts with this standard kick. I want to say that your samples in this machine are it's a perfect selection. But one thing I want to highlight, which happens to mine and likely will happen to yours, is this encoder is fucked. And it skips and goes backwards and whatever, and it's the most annoying thing ever. If someone has a fix for this, please let me know. But it will happen to yours. It happened to everyone that I've seen. Let me just get the tempo up. And it makes the thing a bit of a chore to use because you need that encoder to select samples, to adjust your BPM. It's not such a big deal when you have it synced, of course, but in most cases, it's just fucking dog shit annoying. Trying to get that tempo up high, and then we're gonna keep a tempo. $140, boom, okay. Now, and see, that took a while. So now you can select your samples here, and this has amazing samples. I love these BD Synth ones, and the 909 ones, but that BD Synth is huge. I've used that on a lot of tracks. That's a big boy kick. There's no way around that. I just recorded that slider movement. Now we can try different synthesis modes. Get a snare in there. Selecting samples is horrible. And you can send anything to these effects. So I'm going to send this to all of these. All these are going to go to the effects. Yes! and you can route the effects. And get crazy shit just like that. Already insane. Yes. And that's what I mean. Just look at that happy accent. Let's get additive. Yes. Solo. Yes. It's getting nasty. It didn't take long to get good here. So I want to talk about the different modes, because you have waveform, dual os, you have chord, you have unison, ring mod, oscillator sync, cross mod, VPM, which is FM, wave shaping. It has a wave folder, everyone. Additive, comb filtering, form and oscillator, noise. You have PCM samples with a comb and PCM samples through a wave shaper. How forward thinking is that? The last time they did that was in the O1W workstation with its wave shaper. Super weird. Yes. Bring that distortion up. Let's add some hats. Ooh, kick rush. Trying to get to the hats, but this encoder keeps fucking it up, but we're gonna make it happen. Alright, we can't get to a hat. Alright, hat from a pitched up snare. Yes! Get nasty. Now I want to talk about these effects. Grain shifter. Fuck, this thing rules. As just a way to fuck sound up, like you can record motion sequencer. Yeah, so you can parameter lock, and now it's even crazier. And then we can put another effect on that, like a pitch shifter. How many synths have pitch shifters? That's fucking twisted. Straight up twisted territory. Yes. Wow. These effects are just so out there. And we can change them up. Crusher, of course. Everyone loves a good big crusher. Ring modulator. How many groove boxes let you ring modulate the entire mix? Of course, we're just making a fuckload of noise here. But let's start. Yeah. We're gonna do some PCM and comb. Yes. Yes. Now we'll choose a different effect. Yes. Check out that comb. And we can modulate that. Yes. Now, you gotta remember, these were budget machines when they came out. So, what I mean to say by that is they're not as fully featured as like an Electron. This was $400 when it came out new. And now they're commanding higher and higher prices, and I understand why, because people have caught on. But goddamn, that encoder, I don't know if you can see the screen, but it's just going backwards and forwards on the sample select, and it is rough to deal with. I'm just trying to get to a hi-hat here. I'll take any hi-hat at this point, because I can't even get to one. I'm not gonna be too precious here. Hi-hat 909, come on, give me the 909. I just saw it. Give me the 909 hat, come on. Oh no, don't, come on. Yeah. Nope. Like you turn it fast, starts going backwards and then forwards again. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You can't. Oh my god, now I'm way back. And there's like over 100 samples in here, so it's hard to get through. Like that PCM sample. Alright, 909 hat, finally. Yes. Yes. Crazy. But for me, it's all about just the weirdness. Check out that chorus flanger. We need a pad now. So I like that. Yes. Kind of a pad. Yes. Fucking throwing down a set. You could do a set with just this. I remember I saw Mika Vanio live and he was using the ESX, the sampling version, and it was insane. Yes. Yes. Boom. rhythmic noise. Now we'll get another synth sound. Turning down the distortion, just so you hear it, it can be clean too. We'll mute some of those parts. Listen to that wave folder, by the way. It's a nice different wave folder. Recording a riff just like that. Yes. 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 Fuck yeah. I love these things. Electribe EMX. So that was sick. I think the Electribe EMX will go down as one of the most legendary groove boxes around. It is fully featured, especially for the time. You have a lot of synth tracks, a lot of drum tracks. The sample selection is fantastic. The synth engine is super powerful and forward-thinking with its multiple oscillator modes, its cool filter, and I have to praise the effects section. Those effects are incredible. They're in the Chaos Pad, they're in various other Korg devices. I really want to commend Korg for being so dedicated to providing great effects, because a lot of other groovebox manufacturers seem to be content with just putting reverb and delay and maybe chorus as effects and nothing else, and I think that's a big miss. We need more and more powerful effects processors in our grooveboxes. This is a shining example. There was stuff I was making today with the grain shifter and the ring modulator and just whatever else was in there that was completely unexpected, and only because those effects are there. We have to open these up. It would be great if more grooveboxes came with things like this. I would love to see Korg do an Electribe 3. I understand the Electribe 2 didn't quite capture the hype of the Electribe 1 series, and I'd like to see them do a third, updating, taking these things into account, taking the feedback from the Electribe 2, which, by the way, I still want to try out on the channel. I think it might be cool just to see what it's about. But yeah, I think it's an amazing machine. Prices are only going to go up, so if you're looking to get into it, now's the time, honestly, because I can tell this is going to be revered like the mono machine, like the 808, like the 909. I'm telling you right now, that is what it's going to be. This thing is amazing. Obviously, the modulation is more limited, but it's 20 years old. It's okay. It's not missing anything from the time, and for the time it was quite advanced, and it was a budget machine. It wasn't a top of the line machine like Electron, so I think it's amazing. Oh, and if you know a way to fix the encoder on this, please tell me, because I really need some help with that. It's absurdly bad to use. Someone please tell me how to fix it. If you want to support the channel, there are many ways you can do so. You can buy my music on Bandcamp. You can buy music from my artists on my label Megastructure. The newest announced release is from Low End Resorts. This is a collaboration from Romulo del Castillo from Phoenicia, who was on Warp, the owner of Schematic Records, which is my favorite label from Miami, and Nick Forte, who was on DFA, Cranky. These are two top-of-the-line IDM legends bringing their new project here with amazing textures, breakbeats, samples. It's just a beautiful sounding record. It's called Dungeons of Miami on cassette and digital. Pre-order is up now on the Bandcamp, and it's coming next month on Bandcamp Friday. If you want to support me, you can also buy gear from the affiliate links in the pinned comment and video description. Anything you buy from there will support me, whether it's a cable or a huge $3,000 synthesizer, doesn't matter, anything helps. You can also sign up through DistroKid and distribute your music, and I get a kickback from that. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my Patreon, and don't forget to smash like and subscribe. Until next time, peace out.